Hey everybody from LGU and GumpAnarchy alike, my name is aka Anarchy from GumpAnarchy. For those of you on my channel, you already know who I am, or maybe you're new and you're seeing it on our channel. Welcome. If you're on LGU, you may have seen me from previous videos. Me and my partner, Lieutenant Dan, both frequently post videos to LGU and our channel. But either way, welcome. Last week, I posted a sniping search and destroy. I went 14-2 on Terminal on this game. And I got a lot of good feedback. I talked about something rather controversial, and I was kind of expecting to have to deal with a lot of arguments. But on the other hand, on the contrary, I actually got good responses from all over the spectrum. I got responses saying, you know, just good video, and saying it was interesting in general, and that kind of feedback. I got feedback from people who agreed with me, that they don't believe in God and they have the same view, or just commenting on religion in general. And I have people who sent me messages or commented saying I need to examine my life and think about what I believe in. And all of the responses are interesting and fun to respond to. Even the ones that are like you need to think about what really makes you happy and reconsider God. You're not going to change my opinion with a comment, but I always appreciate the chance to talk about this. So when it comes time for me to justify my opinion about God, I can do it with experience in talking to someone who believes in God, and I can speak to from their perspective and understand what they're thinking, instead of just throwing out like some random view like, oh well, I just don't believe in God because he hasn't done anything for me recently, which is not my view. I don't want to talk about religion too much more though. I talked about it last video, and if you'd like to get into further discussion on that, you should go check that out on LGU or on our channel. What I want to talk about today is just video games in general, and I want to stay away from E3 because that's kind of the big topic recently and what everyone has been talking about. I want to do something a bit different. But don't get me wrong, E3 was huge this year. Just to quickly list some of the games that really caught my attention: BioShock Infinite, Mass Effect 3 were both amazing. Star Wars The Old Republic looks like it's going to be epic. Let's see, what else? Battlefield 3 looks pretty damn cool. A lot better, I think, than Bad Company 2, which was alright. It was alright, but the controls were a bit clunky, and that kind of bothered me. But I feel like Battlefield 3 is going to turn out well. Modern Warfare 3, it was just kind of something ordinary. It was expected. When I saw the trailer, it was not really something like, oh my god, that was amazing. It was something more like, oh, okay, well, that's Call of Duty. That's basically it. It reminded me a lot of Modern Warfare 2, and that's what everyone is saying. But that's what it did. That's basically what it seems like. It's kind of like a Modern Warfare 2, if that makes sense. It was. I'm not to say it's not going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a hell of a lot better than Black Ops. But for me, it's just going to come down to if I can quickscope or not, because that's basically how I play the game. Otherwise, it really didn't seem like anything too revolutionary or amazing. I'm looking forward to see what they do, because I always like playing those games. They're always fun for me. Finally, getting into the topic now. What I actually want to talk about is like old games and what are my favorite games of all time, because all these new titles at E3, all these big flashy titles with the with cool previews, all of them were cool previews. I want to talk about if they're actually up to par with what people consider to be the best games out there, because personally, recently some of the games that have come out on basically I haven't really had many Xbox 360 games, maybe one or two that I've really considered some of the best games of all time. I honestly feel like the older games are the games that actually are able to focus on just pure entertainment. I feel like game developers and games in general these days are kind of getting distracted with focusing on new graphics and the new control system and integrating things with Kinect and motion controls, and it's starting to take away from the fun aspect of a game. The Wii, for example. A lot of the games that came out on the Wii, and I'm not trying to rag on the Wii, I'm just saying a lot of the games that weren't developed by Nintendo that came out on Wii just weren't that good, because all these game developers were excited about using motion controls and what can we do with motion controls to make our game interesting and new. But instead, they focused on that instead of actually thinking about, okay, well, what's going to make our game fun and good to play, a good game. And like with Xbox 360 games, the processing power is going up, and there's all these games that have 3 discs now, 2 discs, and the graphics are incredible, and the gameplay, or the not the gameplay, like the things you can do in the game are incredible, but it doesn't turn out to be that fun. For me, a great game is something that it's just simple, and you can just pick up and have fun and do whatever you want with it. It doesn't have to have immense variation. Like, it doesn't have to have all sorts of customizability. I guess that's a word. Personally, my favorite FPS of all time, I'm going to be honest, is Time Splitters 2 on the GameCube. I had so much fun playing that game, and just such a higher level of fun, a higher degree of fun than I ever have had on Modern Warfare 2. You know, like Modern Warfare 2, the only time I really have as much fun is when I completely destroy in games like this. And then even then, there's elements of frustration and like when I die and I don't keep going on these rampages. Because I mean, let's be realistic. It's fun to win. One thing that really contributes to the frustration in the newer games and taking away from the fun are the new challenges that they add to it. I mean, when I was younger and I played these older and simpler games, there weren't achievements on the GameCube. There weren't challenges that I really paid attention to. You know, I wasn't worried about those kind of things and going for those things, and that's really what makes things frustrating. Going for these awesome gameplays or going for achievements and challenges that are really hard. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still kind of fun to go for them, and I enjoy going for achievements, but it's frustrating at the same time. Whereas with Time Splitters 2, I can pick up and play and do whatever I want and have a good time. And I still go back and play that game occasionally. In fact, I was thinking about posting a Time Splitters 2 gameplay. But I mean, that was my favorite FPS of all time. And then let's see, the next game that I would really consider to be one of my favorite games of all time would be Metroid Prime on the GameCube. That game was one example of a game that actually combined good graphics and incredible gameplay to come out with a really solid piece of art and just amazing, entertaining experience. I loved every minute of playing that game, and I thought the graphics were pretty damn awesome for a GameCube game. You know, compared to some of the stuff that you see like in other GameCube games, Metroid Prime was top of the line, and I can honestly say it was one of the best games that ever came out on GameCube, followed closely by Super Smash Bros. Melee. But you know, that Metroid Prime was just a great game for me, and I guess the next game that comes close that's recent, I would have to say is Fallout 3, not Fallout New Vegas. I feel like it's kind of a weird complaint, but I don't like the music in Fallout New Vegas, and that takes away from the atmosphere. I also feel like it's kind of similar, and there's not as many places in New Vegas where you can look at it and go, wow, this is really cool. While Fallout 3, those kind of experiences were all over the place. So anyway, guys, that's about it for the commentary. I'm kind of running out of time. I'm throwing in bonus clips here so I could speed up the gameplay through the boring parts, but still continue to talk. If you like this video and you like the commentary, please go over to our channel and check out our channel. We have a lot of other videos there. Lieutenant Dan is a much better commentator than I am, and you'll probably like his videos if you stop by. Remember to like and favorite the video on LGU and our channel. LGU is a great channel, and I love the chance that they've given us to get our videos seen by more people. So you know, show them some love, and if you have time, come on over to our channel and check us out. Thanks for watching, guys.